15, he decided the problem was, and maybe you guys can begin to see a theme forming here, that I just didn't have enough condoms. So one day, he comes into my bathroom in the much larger 2-bedroom he moved into by that time. He pulls open the top drawer under the sink, and it is quite literally filled with condoms. There must have been hundreds. Every brand, every kind, every size. Lubricated and unlubricated. Ribbed for her pleasure and unribbed, presumably not for her pleasure. Red, blue, green, yellow, flavored, glow in the dark, and, of course, lambskins. Graham, he tells me, I'm going to keep this drawer full of condoms at all times. Oh, please, God, no. I respond, he tells me, soon, son, you're going to start dating. You're going to start having sex with girls. I was not. And I want to make sure that you always have condoms available to you. So I'll come in, and I will check on this drawer every few weeks. And if the condom supply starts to go down, I will refill them, no questions asked. Okay, so when you are a 15-year-old boy, as many of you here no doubt know, you are under a lot of pressure to have sex. Your body demands it. Your friends all appear to be doing it. Every TV show you watch shows people your own age frolicking in it, reveling in it, and yet you are constantly foiled by your own inability to join in. The pressure is maddening, and it's not helped, not even a little bit, by uncovering a stack of 300 assorted condoms every time you are looking for the toothpaste. So I catch him poking around in my condom drawer, and he'd be in my bathroom on some ostensible errand. I'd quickly pull open the drawer, and his face would fall. All the condoms were still there. My failure to have sex was disappointing enough for me, and now I could see it was killing my dad. So I did the only sensible thing. I went to my big sister. Now, Andrea was a few years older, and she was most certainly having sex. Lots of sex. Lots of sex with lots of guys, and I would really rather not get into this with any more detail or picture this right now. Thank you, because she is my big sister. Needless to say, her high school social life was just a little more exciting than mine. So I told her about the drawer, and I asked for a favor. Can you start taking condoms from my drawer so Dad will think I'm cool? And because she loved me, she said yes. I mean, actually, I think it was because her boyfriend at the time was totally broke, and this was a way to get free condoms. But in my retelling of this story, tonight, we're going to pretend that it is because she loved me. So the condoms started disappearing. Torn wrappers began to pop up in my garbage can. Nothing was ever said, but insinuations were made. Suggestions were planted. My father was thrilled. I was having all sorts of promiscuous sex with very attractive and cool teenage girls. I was doing it safely, too. I was my father's son, in his head. Now, to this day, I cannot throw a baseball. I honestly have no idea what a fourth down is, or why people seem to think they're very important. My dad never taught me those things, but he taught me about condoms. And so now, years later, whenever I finally started dating girls and having sex, and I know this is hard to believe, but at some point this did actually happen. I never got anyone pregnant, and I never got an STD, and there's exactly one person who I have to thank for that. My dad.